few years back, I embarked on a journey to create the biggest survival world of all time. A fully fleshed out open world with different regions, cities, and lore. But much of the planning has been limited to this one document. Today, I'm taking these plans to the actual game. We're gonna be sketching out all the terrain for this project and getting an idea for what the next decade in my super flat world will look like. So let's get started. Basically, the two areas that I wanna work on, there's gotta be a forest right here, and then there's a bunch of waterfalls over here, right? So I kind of want to get started with, starting to try to lay some of this out. So here's some of the awesome inspiration when it comes to waterfalls. Probably the thing that's most similar to what we're trying to do here would be this Niagara Falls image here. Although I thought we had another picture of Victoria Falls or something. But yeah, nonetheless, these are all pretty good reference photos for how we want to do this terrain. Lots of little islands and grassy things going on at the top of the waterfall, and then big drops with really dramatic water pouring down. It's gonna be super cool. Let's get started with some cylinders. Yeah, so I feel like we can almost have like a big flat plane here. Bam. Just so we can sort of envision how this actually looks in the corner here. Because before it was really tall, but it's not actually as tall as it looked because the terrain's going to be all the way up here. So we can even probably make a second cylinder and sink it down to that exact level there and then slide it back in line with this. And that's going to be like our actual terrain level there that we need to rise to. And then what we can do is we can take the slope tool and you can draw from here to here and sort of paint in that slope, which is super nice. So we can get a little gradual incline, oops, like this, and just sort of drag out this slope here. Something like that. The question is, where does the cliff start? I think the cliff is gonna like go diagonally along here. So we're gonna want some cylinders that are quite a bit taller, and I think maybe we can make them a little smaller as well. So maybe something like this. Okay, so we could have water like coming down here. Yeah, I think this is gonna work. So we need like a ridge here though that's gonna be pretty tall. So let's just increase the height of these quite a bit. Like that. Just get a bunch of cylinders in here. So the water kind of like flows down here onto like a plane here, and then flows down again and like flows into here, I think is gonna be sort of how it goes. Let's increase the diameter here again, increase the height, and I think we want to start putting in this next level. I think we want to go like even taller here because this is where the water won't be flowing down. So we need to build up this ridge quite a bit. Like that. Wait for those to load in. So yeah, if this is all water coming down from the top, and then water fills this area here, flows down onto like this level, flows down again onto this level, and then flows down one more time to the ocean. So it's gonna be like a 1, 2, 3, 4. There's gonna be like 4 major steps, I think, to this waterfall area. All right, let's keep filling these in. I downloaded your world and I'm using the lighthouse that you built and doing the back and then using it for my base. That's awesome. That's so That's so sweet is what I meant to say. Oh, okay. I got kicked from the server. I was doing too many cylinders. I might have borked the creative server. Okay, we should be good. We are placing 1.7 million blocks at a time, so I'm actually surprised how well the server is handling this, to be honest.
A few moments later.
Oh, the server's not handling it very well. Mog, you're lagging the server. SMH? Yeah, my bad. Let me turn down the diameter a little bit. That should help. See if this pastes no problem. Yeah, that's only 300k blocks instead of 1.7 million. I'm starting to not be able to tell what I'm doing here. I want to just like, maybe cube would actually be better. Let me do some cubey cubes. Am I, see, is this straight? Why is this so trippy to me? Why does it look diagonal, but it's not? Am I tripping? I'm tripping, man. I don't know what's going on with me. Okay, so now we can just do some stackaroni and cheese. So let's grab all this and just kind of stack to here. Haha. And then this we could probably fill in with slope tool. Now we kind of need to just figure out this ridge here. I guess I'm inclined to do that with a bunch of cylinders. Or I could place another cuboid and rotate it. That could work. Okay. Okay. Cool. So there's that ridge there. God, this looks rough. You gotta really trust the process with this. Can't you shape hollow cylinders with the World Edit smooth brush to avoid most holes? I don't know. I don't really use World Edit, so you're probably right. You're probably spitting. So now we can start sloping again. So if we do slope tool, I think we want to get a pretty fat radius on this and then just start smoothing things out between points. So that's going to just like gradually incline. Sort of like that. So yeah, then we'll build up this cliff a little bit to sort of give, oops, let's reset the rotation there. We're gonna give some space over here for the waterfall to flow down. So yeah, this is like the main area the waterfall flows down right here in this little box, right? And then it's gonna flow down onto this big plane, and some of it flows off the side here, but other of it flows down here into this like second area and then flows down. So we've got to build some sort of like ledge here, kind of blocking the water from going over yonder, over here. So I think we can build this up a little bit. And then the question is like what to do with this landmass over here. I think maybe having it like come down towards the sea. Just a bunch of cascading cliffs that sort of climb down towards the ocean here. Something like this, you know? We could get some reference images for this section over here. But yeah, I think I want to build this up quite a bit. And then that'll make this section of the wall nice and short as well. Which is always good, because this wall is going to be so hard to put together, guys. The magenta wool that you're seeing here, like no matter what block in the game I choose, and I want the walls to look pretty good, you know, this is millions of blocks to fill in the whole mega hex. So we want to figure out the terrain, because any portion of the wall that will get covered up by the terrain, we don't need to build. This feels a lot better, what I'm doing right now. So like slowly slopes down, and then there's like a few little harsher drops here. We can have some rocks sort of like bouldering around here. Like if we grab our rock tool, you know, just some like crazy bouldery kind of things going on here. I think that'll work. For now, let's get rid of those though. Yeah, this doesn't feel too bad for a general kind of layout. Here, let's just paint where the water comes down, right? So if we have this little brush, you know, water coming down here, all through here, water coming down here, water all down here, right? And then we've got water all throughout here, water coming down, flowing down here, another waterfall right there. And then when it comes to this part, there's water like all along here, flowing all down. And then we've got like water here, here, that sort of thing. Loosely, how does this look? Does that look about right? I think that looks about right. I think that looks pretty cool. Wait, this is hollow? Did we? Oh no, these have all been hollow? Oh, I think I set him to hollow forever ago to just to show someone. Oh no! Oh! That's why the performance got so much better. You can probably fill them. I legit don't know how to fix this. Oh no. Okay, axe. I've got some ideas for how we can fix some of this. Like, we could go from here to, like, here and replace air with diamond blocks, right? Replace 0 with diamond block. Yeah, there we go. That's all filled. Flood fill? Save yourself, like, 5 hours. How does flood fill work? How does this work? Is it just a command? Flood fill. Ha! Oh, this is great. Look at that. Oh, look at it go. Oh, that's awesome. It's intuitive. Why is this doing nothing? Oh god. What is happening? What is going on? What is going on? Like, what is it doing? Nothing's happening anymore. I think I borked it. I think I broke something. But it's okay. I don't think it matters that nothing's hollow. We can just work with this. Yeah, I think I lagged the world. I tried placing too many blocks. But it's okay. I don't need these spaces filled up. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. All right, just seeing how like the ocean looks, how the shape of the ocean's looking. I think it's pretty cool so far. Big empty area. This will be one of the harder sections of wall to do. And then over here we get into more tropical island vibe. Like, I think I want the landmass to sort of stop somewhere. Oop, don't want to do that. You know, say there is land going like that. Maybe from this mountain out to like here. Something like this. And then I want to have some like islands here. Like tropical islands. So then maybe like another little island here. Like, I think like a whole little archipelago sort of vibe. You guys know that one island in Breath of the Wild where you go and you like start with no stuff? You start over with like no tools. It's kind of like the vibe I want here. Like really tropical island. All this is going to be like desert. And then it turns into like jungle going this way. So the question is do these connect? Or are these like totally separate land masses? That is the question. I think it would kind of make sense for there to be like a straight going through here. Like maybe the desert comes out to there or so. And there's like a thin river straight. I guess it wouldn't be a river, it would just be a straight. So ocean here, but it's connected by this thin passage. And then on one side, we have the sort of like normal climate, and then on the other side, it turns more deserty and gets all sandy, tropical. And as we go back towards the Garden of Pharos back there, I want it to become basically like jungle-y. And I actually want to get rid of these trees here, but keep this iron golem statue. So we could just remove these real quick, just for visualization's sake. Boop. Perfect. Oh, all the villagers are falling. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, yeah, so those won't be there. But we'll have kind of like a straight shot to this iron golem. And he'll be like a little bit broken down. Because I think we're going to have like, we're going to basically redo a lot of this iron golem to have like some nice texture going on, you know? So little of this, you know? And then in the middle we have some moss. And like sort of gradient it like that. Have some like pale oak, or pale moss. And like have a really cool like worn down gradient. And then we can have like all sorts of like little holes in the guy, like he's been overgrown and vines coming off him and stuff. We're gonna make him look way cooler. Next thing I want to do is determine, like, we've got the entire, like, upper half of this thing planned out pretty good. But I want to start painting in the bottom half and how the continents are going to look. All across this corner, I want there to be, like, a little inlet. So let's say, like, you know, the land gets a little bit crazy through here. Something like that. And then all throughout this little inlet, we're going to have, like, here's, like, where they start, like, Chinese cliffs, like, dotting this whole area. If you've ever seen pictures of the cliffs in China, you'll know what I mean by Chinese cliffs. They're, like, very vertical, stacked cliffs. It's kind of hard to explain. So, yeah. This is where I want the Chinese cliffs to be. All dotted through here. And then in this area, it's kind of going to transition into a swamp. It's going to be pretty swampy. So there's going to be a pretty big swamp region. For like right, like all through here. Probably. Swamp area. And then, basically this entire zone here is all going to be filled in. And then we're going to transition to basically like a snowy area. So I think what we can do is just max out this radius and just start painting this all in. I love the planning process. I get so excited when seeing your master plan a few years ago in that video when you showed off Megahex for the first time. So actually seeing it happen is so great. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know why I've just like really had the itch lately to do like some significant planning on the Megahex concept. So typically I try not to get too far ahead in my creative world of where I'm at in survival, you know, because if I plan things too far ahead, inevitably like my building style changes and stuff like that, and then it gets like outdated. But I don't know, just like if I have the itch, might as well embrace it. And for some reason lately I've just had that little planning itch. Just the itch to make plans. Now I can fix the walls if I want to. I gotta just kind of do this, right? That would work. Oh, except I also like... Okay, maybe not the best way to do that. Wow, this is gonna be expensive to build in survival. Dude, people always make that joke. I can't tell if you're kidding, because like it will be expensive. But I'm not actually using diamonds, so. That's the joke people usually make is like, wow, all those diamonds in survival, you're crazy. But the reality is that this is such a big build that it's, whether or not you're joking, it's still true that it's going to be an expensive build. I feel like I'm speaking gibberish right now, but hopefully you guys understand the meaning that I'm trying to convey. Nice. All right, that wall is fixed. The scale of this is kind of insane. Probably would be weeks of planning alone and then months of building. Try years of planning and then decades of building. The sea trench in front of Salacia looks so stupid without water. I was just looking at that. Looks a little bit wild because everything's like still waterlogged. I accidentally drained it. I think it's fine. I'll just leave it. Leave it how it is. What are you going to do with the area outside the wall? So everything outside the wall will continue up on this level up here. See where this grass is? Everything outside the wall will be like at this level. And who knows? We could do anything. We could do a whole other world up here. You know what I'm saying? Will there be exits to Megahex? Not really. The only exits are the towers. The only way out of Megahex would be to go up one of these towers and then... presumably there will be some sort of way. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Because right now the tower just like stops here. The problem is I want the tower to go up further so that you can just exit and walk out. But this is literally height limit. This is height limit. So I kind of need to expand height limit or lower the wall. One of the two. I guess we could lower the wall. We could do the second wall, like, up to, like... We could have it go up to, like, here. You know what I mean? And then you could just, like, walk out there could be like a cool little entrance here, and you just walk into the cathedral, go all the way down, and then walk out like that. So that's all looking pretty well sketched out. But yeah, now we need to start sketching out stuff over here. Yeah, this is starting to come together. Should we compare this to our sketch that we did in Adobe? I think we should. I think we should compare this to our old planning sketch document in Illustrator real quick and see how accurate this is to our original drawing. As you can see, we've got the middle of Fenhaven here, and I've got some random names thrown out here and there for things, but loosely, you know, I wanted mesas and canyons back here, jungle, desert. Let's just look at the shape of this ocean. The Great Falls, the Mystic Basin. Let's just see how close we were. I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot what we got in the game, and then we're gonna go ahead and paste that in here. Set the opacity on this down halfway and try to line it up with this other hexagon. We can see how accurate we actually were here to our original plan, our original drawing. So it looks like you can start to spot the differences here between what we did and what we have. So, like, for example, the Mystic Basin here is a little bit south of where we originally planned it, and it's a lot smaller, but I think that's okay. The tropical islands moved a little bit further into the corner, but they still feel big enough to me. This strait here that we had, we kind of moved this strait over, but I actually like it more in its new location here. It feels like this mountain is so big, it needs more wiggle room. So having the strait this close to the mountain wouldn't really work. So that's looking better. I also changed this. This was originally going to be an island, but I want it to connect to that landmass. So that's a little different. In general, though, this is pretty different here. I feel like we cut this bay in way more in our original plan. So maybe we have more water coming in through here. And then the other big change that you'll notice is you can see that we originally had the ocean going further in here, but I actually think this is where I want to do a lot of swamp. So it's still going to be watery. It's just going to be like water swampy. I don't think we need to change this necessarily. I actually think we did a pretty decent job just of like completely eyeballing this. It all feels pretty good to our drawing. Yeah, this all feels pretty accurate. I'm kind of amazed. I'm amazed at how well we translated this into the game. So, oh, look at Miko. Wait, guys, look at him. He's being so cute. Aw. What a cutie. What a cutie. He's being so cute. Miko break. We're all taking a Miko break. Mandatory Miko break. Oh, good stretch, kitty. Good stretch. Oh, and now he's curling up. Oh, my goodness. I can't show that. I can't show that. Oh my goodness. Oh my lord. TOS! I'm about to get banned. I'm about to get banned off the site, dude. I'm just kidding. He's literally just like cleaning his feet. It just looks bad. It just looks wrong. It just looks wrong, but he's cleaning his feet. All right, let's see here. Let's go back to the bedrock and just, yeah, I think I want this to cut in a little more in general. You know, could have a few more of these cliffs throughout here. Yeah, I think that works. Just a little bit more ocean over here before we get into the icy mountains. Because up here, this is all going to be like mountain, like snowy, icy mountains. Yeah, I think I like this shape. I think this is pretty good. So if we go back to this area now, back to the waterfalls, I think I want to grab some boulders with my boulder tool, and we're probably going to want to set them to a different block so that we can separate them from the terrain. Okay, so now we've got this boulder tool, and the way this works, this boulder tool is how I made all these rocks here. Depending on the angle that you click, if I'm facing straight on, it'll go up and down. But if I'm facing down, it'll go like side to side, if that makes sense. And then if I'm like at a 45, it'll go at a 45. So if I want to like, boop, I can make like a slanted one. Does that make sense? So let's actually undo 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. I want to have these same boulders that we have here, a few of them over on this other side, and just tie the whole bay together. And we might even want to do some rocks like so. Yeah, you can do some cool stuff like that where like a rock is like supporting another rock, you know? Not liking it here though. Oh yeah, guys, by the way, what do you think of this statue? The other day I built so many statues trying to get a statue for this spot. Where'd I put them? I built this one here for this spot. It's like a little monument like you see in London. I thought it looked kind of cool there out in front of this building. But where was the other? I had like a horse, because this is like an angel sort of statue. I wanted it to be really small because from down here, if you can see the statue, it makes it look huge. But where'd I put the horse statue, dude? I had built a really cool horse statue last night. I thought I just put it like up here. Maybe I accidentally got rid of it. That would be a shame because it was a pretty good horse. It was too big for this spot, but it looked really good. Anyways, one of the other things I did was I reworked the staircase in here. So I started working on an actual interior. So we got a little bench, some paintings, a clock, and then got this staircase going up. Got the walls all laid out. So I think the interior of this space is done here, actually. There's the horse. Honestly, it's pretty good. For how tiny it is, you guys don't understand how hard it is to build statues that are small in Minecraft. I wonder if we could do something with like two of them facing each other. Might look kind of cool. Ooh. Like in front of a building or something. That's kind of sick. Yeah, it was really hard to do a horse with just 2 blocks because you basically have to split the horse in 2. So it's like this leg, and then this leg and this leg. And then you kind of have like this extra thick head on it. So the head was probably the hardest part. I'm pretty happy with it though. I'm pretty happy with how it looks for the size. That looks like it was a pain to build. Yeah, no, it was. That's why I didn't want to lose it. Because I didn't want to, it's too big for this spot right here. Because if I put the horse here, it like goes up to like here, and then from down here, it looks like there's like a giant horse. It like really messes with the sight lines here. So I originally built it for this spot, but it just doesn't work there. So I don't want the horse to go in this spot. I'm not happy with this either though. I was trying to do like an angel. Dude, it's so hard to do a statue smaller than this even, because like this is too big, right? So smaller than that is so hard. Do a small duck is easy. But why would there be a statue of a duck? The only problem with that is why on earth would there be a statue of a duck? It has been around, it's been over 2 hours. We got a lot done in terms of laying out this map. So I kind of want to hop over real quick, and I think I have a axolotl roll. So I want to try doing a little roll if we have one. I could be wrong. I can't remember if I have one or not. We might have one. Let's check on Wandy T anyhow. All right, let's see if I truly have an axolotl roll or not. I do. Okay, we have an attempt. A great way to end this stream. Let's freaking go. Okay. Talia and Summer. Nope. Barry, Goblin. Come on, baby! Oh! I don't know why, like the blue, like the light blue kind of looked like a dark blue for a second there. I don't know why, it kind of tricked me. All right, it is what it is. It is what it is. The hunt continues, guys. Oh, I thought that would be it. No, I didn't. What am I saying? I don't want to lie to you guys. I did not think that would be it. But imagine if it was. Just imagine. O great and powerful vessel, we hath sacrificed many of our children and our children's children's, the unwanted. Fill up the basin of reclamation. I'm just making stuff up now at this point. Oh, great vessel, please hear our sacrifice and let the great tides of the current eternal flow forth over thy walls. Please, great vessel, hear our plea. In the great name of the Azure One, we will continue to sacrifice until the day of reckoning, the day of reclamation. Amen. A freaking men, dude. Anyways.